No more Spider-Man in Marvel movies? Here's what you need to know. But, we were just getting used to Spidey in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. On Tuesday, negotiations broke down between Disney and Sony Pictures for future Spider-Man films, sending fans into a panic. What's going on? Sony has controlled the rights to the web-slinger since 1999, but the two studios have been happily, or so we thought, sharing Spider-Man across a plethora of films since 2015, including the latest Avengers movies. As part of the previous agreement, Marvel has also been acting as a producer on the 2017 and 2019 standalone Sony Spider-Man movies starring Tom Holland, which were both box office blockbusters. But with a Hollywood divorce looking imminent, Twitter had a meltdown imagining the fate of its beloved teenage superhero. The Twitter hashtag #SaveSpiderMan, however steeped in irrational emotion, went viral. Here's what you need to know about what could happen for Spidey next. Marvel wish list. What we want to see out of the Disney-Fox merger. Spider-Man may not be in Marvel movies anymore. If Sony and Disney can't come to a deal, Spidey might not be in Marvel movies in the near future, but he probably wouldn't be anyway, unless for some reason he was supposed to be in Black Widow or The Eternals, the MCU's next two films, which is highly doubtful. There's plenty of time to work stuff out. This doesn't necessarily mean that Spider-Man won't be part of the MCU going forward, a person familiar with the negotiations but not authorized to speak publicly told USA Today. This story is just about producer credit. Twitter user @PeytonHudson wrote, "Don't be okay with an MCU-less Spidey. The audience has plenty of power here. #SaveSpiderMan." His distress was echoed by Twitter user @JerryChinos, who wrote, "When you find out that Tom Holland's Spider-Man may no longer be part of the MCU #Spider-Man #SaveSpiderMan #Spidey," along with a gif of sadness from Inside Out. Twitter user @BrandonDavis summed up every fan's fears with a photo of Spider-Man holding his head in his hands. Look at literally every Spider-Man fan right now," he wrote. But there will still be Spider-Man movies. Holland's webby hero is coming off his most successful outing to date, with this year's Spider-Man, Far From Home grossing more than $1.109 billion. That's Sony's most popular film ever, overtaking James Bond in Skyfall, $1.108 billion. Deadline reports that there are two more Spider-Man films in the works with director John Watts and Holland, with Watts still finalizing his deal with Sony. Barring any dramatic change, Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige won't be the lead creative producer on these films. But Spider-Man will spin his web. This is really about money, obviously. Disney and Sony Pictures have failed to reach new terms that would have given the former a 50-50 co-financing stake going forward, which means that the web-slinger will no longer be part of the MCU, according to Deadline. Per IndieWire, on the last two Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man: Far From Home, Disney took a smaller percentage of profits from each in exchange for Sony allowing Marvel to use the character in Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War and Avengers: Endgame. With Marvel plotting out Phase 4 of its cinematic universe, no one is surprised that Disney wanted to renegotiate terms, but according to Deadline, Disney's offer for a 50-50 co-financing arrangement between the studios wasn't even met by a counter from Sony. So no dice, so far. Sony has been busy expanding its own comic book universe, with a planned Venom sequel starring Tom Hardy, an upcoming Morbius film with Jared Leto, a Kraven the Hunter film and another spin-off with the characters Silver Sable and Black Cat. But fans are mad. Me and all the other MCU fans on our way to burn down Sony HQ, @Rodney95 wrote on Twitter, with video of superheroes in the final Avengers